via the internet. So anything said during the meeting will be in the public domain. And by taking part in this meeting, you consent to the use of your personal data for the purpose of this meeting and to it being recorded and broadcast. So, ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding to welcome the Chairman and Vice Chairman of the Council.
Good evening, members. Thank you very much for coming. I've asked Councillor Len Bates to take us through the prayer. Thank you, Councillor.
The Lord's Prayer. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Thank you, Councillor Bates. You can all be seated, please, councillors. Right, on the agenda, I'd like to just welcome 2 new councillors. And they've never been formally welcomed, but I think they've been here since about May or June. So I'd like to welcome Councillor Jeff Sicily. Jeff, if you'd like to stand up so everyone can see you. And Councillor Mark Evans, if you'd like to stand up. Thank you. Thank you very much. Chairman, on item 2, sorry, do we have any priority business, Mr. Hayward?
Madam Chairman, I can confirm there's no priority business this evening.
Thank you. Item 2, the minutes of the meeting of the Council held on the 14th of September 2021 are before you tonight at page 1 of your pack. Is it your wish that I confirm and sign the minutes of Council held on the 14th of September 2021? Thank you. Seems such a long time ago. Thank you. Are there any apologies, Mr. Hayward?
Yes, Madam Chairman, we have apologies from Councillors Bourke, Upton, Henry Williams and Mrs Sutton.
Thank you. We come to item 4 now, declarations of interest. Can I pass you to the monitoring officer, Mrs Folkes, at this point?
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Members, this is just to confirm that by virtue of paragraph 24(2) of the Code of Conduct of South Staffordshire Council, the setting of the council tax does not give rise to an other interest under the code, and therefore there is no need for members to make an individual declaration of interest in respect of council tax setting.
Thank you, Mrs Folkes. Do we have any declarations of interest this evening? No? Item 5, questions under council procedures, rules 11.4. Can I pass to Mr Hayward?
Madam Chairman, can I confirm there are none this evening?
Thank you, Mr Hayward. Before I move to the committee update reports, I would like to invite the leader of the council to update members on recent news. Councillor Lees, please.
Thank you very much, Madam Chairman, and good evening, members. I'm delighted, absolutely delighted, to inform you that we have been shortlisted for the IC Annual National Awards for the Community Hub and our Locality Plus programme. We have also received certificates of excellence for our wellbeing programme and the local government consultation process. IC, who are a not-for-profit making organisation and who focus their work on transformation, received just short of 300 nominations. So it's another fantastic achievement to be shortlisted for the two programmes in recognition of the work we're doing around our locality programme and the fantastic new community hub. And the icing on the cake, members, IC have also put the council forward for the UK Council of the Year, recognising the quality and range of work we are doing across the communities. Being nominated for the UK Council of the Year is such a fabulous recognition, and as our leader, I'm so proud that we've been shortlisted for this accolade. And again, it demonstrates the excellent service we are providing for our communities. I hope you all agree. Thank you. Chairman, it isn't from...
Oh, yes, yes, I understand that. Item 6 to 12. We now have the reports of the chairman of the committees, giving a brief update to council on what has taken place in their committee since the last council meeting. We will take these items together, and if any chairman wishes to speak, please indicate now. No. Are there any questions, members? No. Okay. We go on to item 13 in your pack. We now turn to page 21, to the report of the leader of the council regarding audit arrangements. Can I call on Councillor Lees to present the report?
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I would like to propose to opt into the Public Sector Audit Appointments Panel scheme for audit appointments and approve a resolution that the Council approves South Staffordshire Council opting into the National Audit Scheme. Members, the report presented before you this evening seeks your approval to continue our arrangements for the Public Sector Audit Appointments, which is shortlisted as PSAA, to appoint an external auditor of the Council accounts for the next 5-year period, 23-24. PSAA is now undertaking a procurement for the next appointed period covering the audits from 23-24 to 27-28, and consequently all local government bodies need to make a decision about their external audit figures for 23-24. Opting into the national arrangements is the most cost-effective way of meeting our statutory audit requirements and has proved a successful arrangement in prior years. Please support the proposal to opt in.
Do we have a seconder, Councillor Lees?
Yes, Madam Chair, I'm happy to second that.
Thank you. Are there any questions for members? No. Does anyone else wish to speak? No. Okay. Is it your wish that the recommendation is carried? Those in favour, can I have a show of hands, please? Unanimous. It's unanimous. Thank you. The motion is now carried. We're now on item 14. We now turn to page 29, to the report of the Corporate Director, Finance and Resources on the budget. Can I call on Councillor Lees to present the report?
Thank you again, Madam Chairman. I would like to propose the Council's medium-term financial strategy 23-24 to 26-27 and 22-23 budget. Members, the report presented before you this evening is the culmination of many months of work from officers of the Council. This report sets out the medium-term financial strategy, or as known as the MTFS, for the period 22-23 through to 26-27. Projected revenue expenditure for 21-22, revenue estimates for 22-23, and the capital programme for 22-23 through to 26-27. In forming this MTFS, members have been fully briefed and had the opportunity to comment on budgetary assumptions, including a full member briefing prior to public consultation in January of this year. However, I would like to make Council aware of a couple of key points from within the report. Firstly, general reserves are forecast to remain above minimum levels, which are set at 1.5 million until partway through 26-27 financial year. While developing the MTFS, it was clear that several uncertainties remain: national economic uncertainties, inflationary pressures, legislative changes, in addition to South Staffordshire's own ambitions around climate change. As such, and in change to prior years, I propose to establish and maintain specific reserves to manage some of the pressures. The first is the creation of a specific pay and inflation pressure earmarked reserve, and should pay and general inflation levels prove durable. The second is to establish of a new carbon reserve. And finally, due to the COVID uncertainty, continue the pay reserve for a further year. This will ensure any further financial impact on the COVID-19 pandemic can be met without undue burden on the general fund. The MTFS presented a balanced budget for a 4-year period to 25-26. It is proposed that A, members approve this report together with the medium-term financial strategy projected expenditure for 2021 and revenue estimates and capital programme 21-22. B, the Council pass a resolution in the form attached in Appendix 5 on page 55. C, the Council notes the report of the Corporate Director of Finance and Resources on the robustness of the estimates and the adequacy of the Council reserves attached to item 6. And D, the Leader of the Council be authorised to make any necessary amendments to include any late information or to correct any errors or omissions. Thank you. Please support this proposal.
Do we have a seconder, Councillor Lees?
Yes, Madam Chair, and I'm happy to second that.
Thank you, Councillor Heseltine. Are there any questions? No? Right. Does anyone wish to speak? Must understand it. Right. As you may recall, the law requires that a name vote is taken of each member and whether they approve the budget. I will therefore hand over to Mrs. Folkes as monitoring officer to conduct the name vote.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. So I'll go through each member, call your name and ask you to indicate whether you vote for, against or abstain. So Councillor Allen. For. Councillor Barrow.
For.
Councillor Bates.
For.
Councillor Benton. Sorry? For. Thank you. Councillor Bolton. For. Councillor Bond. For. Councillor Burnett. For. Councillor Kane. For. Councillor Chapman. For. Councillor Cope. For. Councillor Cox. For. Councillor Mike Davies. For. Councillor Evans. For. Councillor Hewitt. For. Councillor Fisher. For. Councillor Ford. For. Councillor Heseltine. For. Councillor Hingley.
For.
Councillor Hollis. Councillor Holmes. For. Councillor Jackson. For. Councillor Johnson, Councillor Kinsey, Councillor Lawrence, Councillor Lees, Councillor Lockley, Councillor Mason, Councillor Merrick, Councillor Michelle, Councillor Kath Perry, Councillor Ray Perry, Councillor Christine Raven, Councillor John Raven, Councillor Reid,
4,
Councillor Sadler, Councillor Sisley, Councillor Spencer, Councillor Steele, Councillor Bernard Williams, Councillor David Williams, Councillor Kath Williams, and Councillor Wilson.
Sorry, the vote is unanimous and the motion is carried. Thank you very much, councillors. Now we come on to me to give my announcements. I want to thank you all very much for coming. It's so lovely that we're all together again, and it's so nice to see our visitors. Thank you. I have been attending functions around Staffordshire, promoting South Staffordshire Council. I will be visiting Stafford, Tamworth, Newcastle-under-Lyme, the Moorlands, Cannock and East Staffordshire over my remaining time. This is in addition to my usual council duties. Last week, I had a successful wine tasting and cream tea afternoon at Halfpenny Green Vineyard for my chosen charity, Cancer Research UK. I thank those councillors who attended and helped to make it so enjoyable, and those of you who have made a donation in lieu of attending. I understand it's raised over £300. So I thought that was very good, besides the time we had drinking the wine. I also thank those councillors who made donations to my charity in lieu of Christmas cards. Thank you so much. My future South Staffordshire Council events, including that's coming up, planting a tree on Friday the 11th of March to commemorate the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, and flying the flag for the Commonwealth Day on Monday the 14th of March. And also I have Anzac Day at Cannock Chase during, I think it's June, I think it is. My final fundraising event is my civic dinner on Friday the 8th of April, please make a note, at Himley Hall. Invites will be going out shortly, so if you can come, it'll be so nice to see you all. Thank you all for attending in person this evening after such a long break because of COVID. Now that we meet again in person, food and drink will be provided in the members, well, not in the members' room, in the new restaurant, which is great. It's like coming back to old times. And after the meeting, so I look forward to joining you there. Thank you very much, members. Oh, thank you. I now declare the meeting closed.
Please stand whilst the chairman and vice chairman leave the chamber.